Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be assembling the first 2 pages of the Timber Scrapbooking Workshop Kit from Close to My Heart. So in a different video, I did show you an unboxing of what comes in that kit. And in that video, I showed that they all come with these really great colored instructions. So here is just kind of a close-up of the one page we're going to be making, and here is the other. So I went ahead and cut everything out, just followed the instructions that are listed right there, just to kind of save some time. And on these layouts, I decided I wasn't going to really change or add anything besides maybe lift up a few items that they didn't lift up, but otherwise the assembly process will be exactly the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my ATG gun and get this laid down. So for the base for this layout is just a piece of the Daisy cardstock. Now I thought that the French vanilla would look really cute too, but I just went ahead and used the Daisy cardstock since that was in the kit. But again, just because of this color theme, it is a very rustic kind of color theme. I do think that the French vanilla or even the craft color would look really good, or even toffee. I mean, any kind of nice, beautiful brown hue would really work out and look really cute in this layout as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of eyeball this, and again, as usual, this is just kind of what I do. And if I end up making a mistake, I just go ahead and, lift that sheet up. And it probably is best just to start with the top and kind of work your way down. But crafting is all about having fun and not being perfect, so I am not overly concerned with that. Let's go ahead and get that corner lined up. And I'm not overly concerned with the middle being perfect lined up either, because you're not actually going to see the middle. That actually gets covered up with the photos. So I'm going to make sure that these edges are the ones that I'm lining up on. And then also just kind of a tip, when you are cutting out this piece of paper, just make sure that you are cutting it out in the direction that you want, because otherwise you will get the animals and the words upside down or sideways. So just keep in mind when you are cutting that out, just to make sure that you do have it on the angle that you want it. Again, just going ahead, getting that laid down. Not overly worried about this part being lined up or not. I am more worried about the edges. And then here is that last sheet. Let's go ahead and get that done. And just making sure I'm lining up those edges, making sure that it is indeed squared. And you could use like a T ruler, or you could use the Versamat to actually perfectly line everything up. But again, I just usually eyeball everything, and I am a-okay with the way this looks out, or the way this turned out. So then the next piece is this, which goes roughly here, and it's not over this edge, so I'm going to make sure that I also add that. And I'm going to keep this piece down. I'm not going to raise that piece. And again, this is just my way of scrapbooking. They do have actual detailed instructions on where to actually place everything. They have measurements of how high or to the right or left items should be. But again, I'm just kind of going with the flow and putting items where I think is best. So I'm just going to make sure that I get this sticker sheet out, and this is the main sticker right here, and it's a pretty large sticker. So what I want to do is actually use the anti-static pouch and kind of get rid of some of that sticky, because I want to raise this particular piece. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get this laid down before I get down the photos. So again, just using that anti-static pouch just to get that stick off. And as you can see right now, it becomes a nice little piece that you can raise and don't have to worry about sticking it down. You can put it anywhere. Let's say you didn't want it over here in this corner and you were trying to figure out, this is just a nice way to move items without getting them stuck in a position you don't necessarily want them in. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some of that 3D foam tape and get that added to the back. Making sure I am using a good amount because I want it to stay raised. I'm going to put another piece right up here. Let's get that backing off and get that laid down. And again, for this one, I'm not changing anything besides maybe raising some items where they didn't necessarily say it was required. I'm just going to go ahead and get this laid down right here. Then there is a sticker from the sticker sheet right over here. Go ahead and get that tucked under behind it. And they kind of have it by the blue sheet and also that awesome piece of wood grain. Then there is this fun arrow, which I am actually going to raise. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that 3D foam on the back. And these scissors are awesome for cutting any kind of sticky foam because it doesn't stick and you can see that it just glides right through it. So I really like those stickers. Those scissors. There's actually 2 different types of scissors in the catalog, and I will have that one listed below. And this one right here is my go-to. So then there's a few cute little hearts. But what I want to do before I add the hearts is to make sure I have the main photo on here. And then there is this fun little element that comes in the kit that goes right under the photo, or the photo mat. So that's really fun. And they have it just slightly above. And I'm going to keep the photo, this photo at least, lowered. And I am using the dark side of the sapphire. I believe that was also part of the kit that you use the dark side, but you could just as easily use the lighter side as well. Both colors go great with this whole pack. I'm going to use some liquid adhesive for this piece. Keep this flat as well. And then the 2 side photos I'm actually going to raise, which kind of gives a fun effect. Just got a little bit of extra glue right there. Get that off. So that's right there. And then the 2 side photos kind of overlap the main photo. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these 2 raised and just kind of, they have them kind of a little wonky and crooked, and I definitely like that look. So again, just cut some more of that 3D foam tape. Make sure I'm gluing it to the side that is the lighter shade. And then I will go ahead and get those laid down as well. Another piece right in the middle. And I do not have the photos picked out for these pages yet, but they are just such a fun kit that I wanted to make sure that I got them done. Then I will search for the photos later. So right here, roughly they have it. Again, I'm going to put it kind of off to the side, and then this one over here, it's kind of matching it off to the side. And then I am making sure that the tape there's room right there, so when I put the photo down on this mat that there is room that I can actually slip it in there. So then there are some cute little red hearts that are also found on the sticker sheet, and those are just kind of scattered throughout. There's one here, and then one right here. That one I did make kind of crooked, kind of want it that way. And then I'll move this one that way. And then there's a cute little cluster right up here. So that cute little cluster is this heart, or this circle with the heart in it, and then these 2 elements. So what I'm going to do is actually raise this and then tuck these 2 directly behind it. So for this one, I'm just going to make sure I have the adhesive or the 3D foam tape just right on the top. Again, so I can tuck the photo right behind it because I don't have my photos ready for this page yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there. And then these 2, actually I should have glued these down first. I'll glue those down first and then add that. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the tape runner. You could use tape runner or liquid on these too. And these just come right in the kit and they simply just kind of pop out. So super easy to get all of this kind of prepped and ready to go. And that, there's one sticker up here, King of My Heart, which also comes on this, just this awesome sticker sheet. So many fun little sayings and kind of words right there. So I am just gonna go ahead and put that right there, right above that one. And that calls it for this layout. So here is kind of an overall look of this layout. So it's really fun. I love that little cluster right there. This little cluster down here too. Super cute. And it's no myth, you're a legend. These are just really fun sayings and just really cute, easy to assemble layouts. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next layout. And that one has the same base, just the white base as well. Again, you can easily use any other color cardstock. And it has that same fun theme with the whole triangles. And then, like I was saying before, how you want to make sure that you are cutting this sheet correctly. So on this one, this is actually on the bottom. So I needed to make sure that the animals were facing and the words were the right way. I did not do that on this one. As you can see, I kind of did it as if it was going to go sideways. But luckily, this is also this pattern on the back, which in the packet, the diamonds are actually going this way, but it doesn't bother me that they're going that way. So I just didn't want to waste any paper. Again, I wasn't, paying attention to the way the actual paper was laid out and how I was going to be cutting it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use what I already have cut out. So again, it's the same kind of thing, just the fun triangles. I am going to bring the other one over just so I can make sure I have the two bottoms kind of lined up, because these are pages that will be going side by side in a scrapbook. So I kind of just want to make sure that they do flow together nicely and kind of line up. That looks good to me. So go ahead and move that one back over. And it is fun in this kit that you do actually get two pieces of paper that are actually not in the paper pack if you buy it all separate. So that's kind of fun. It does have some exclusive elements in it that you can only get if you buy the kit. And again, I'm not worried about this not being perfectly lined up and kind of wonky in the middle, because the main photos go kind of right in that middle section. So then this one over here. Go ahead and get that one laid down. Same thing, just making sure I have these angles kind of lined up so that it is squared and visually correct. And again, not worried about that. The vast majority of the photos actually will cover that piece up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the last one glued down. Right over here. Actually, I'm gonna move this one. The only thing about the ATG gun is it's super sticky glue, so it is kind of hard to lift up and rip off, but it is possible, and you can kind of replace things and move them over if need be. There we go. So now it's kind of got more of that gapped area. Okay, so there is that. And then for this one, there were the two photo mats. So one here and one here, and again, they overlap. And then there's a fun cluster over here and some clustering down there. And then the elements were, these were a few things that you could just punch out of the paper. And then there were a few hearts that were in this chipboard sheet. And on the hearts, they actually have them colored. And they suggest that you could watercolor them. But I'm just going to go ahead and take the brown marker from the Tri-Blend markers that Close to My Heart carries, and I'm just going to go ahead and color them. And what they had was just kind of the inside, but I'm just going to go ahead and give them a nice dark color. So this way they're not really the craft, they're more of a nice darker brown, and I'm actually using the light side of it. So let's see, there's the light side. So these markers are awesome. They come with light, medium, and then dark. So it's just really nice markers, and they're alcohol-based markers, so they are great for coloring if you stamp and then color in, and they give you that nice fun shading effect. And it's just, I like these because you technically get 3 markers for the price of 1 because they all come with those 3 different shades built right in. So those are those 3 hearts. Just going to go ahead and set them to the side. And then I am going to glue down this blade. Again, just using the ATG. And that just kind of goes off over here. And this is definitely a very rustic, masculine feel. It's just fun. Good use to kind of scrapbook some pictures that I have of my son and my husband. So I think that's just really fun that they came out with a very more masculine kind of page set or paper collection, and then one that is typically a little more feminine, that way we can kind of scrapbook everything. So then this one, again, I'm going to go ahead and get this one raised just so it's kind of slightly above this one, but I'm going to make sure that I don't have anything on this side because I don't want to glue it down since I don't have my photos in there. And again, going to go ahead and use the 3D foam tape. And I think I mentioned this before, but I did. You can see on this that this is definitely the lighter shade versus the darker shade. So go ahead and get this laid down. And I kind of have it overlapping a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that over there. And then right over here is this fun sticker. So this awesome king card with that beautiful bear. Go ahead, get him tucked under. And with this tape, you can kind of lift it up too, so that's also really nice. It's not always permanently set with that. Go ahead and lay that down. I'm not going to raise that up, but I am going to raise this one, which is a kind man is a strong man. So I'm going to go ahead and get that raised a little bit, again, using the 3D foam tape. And then there is this really cute saw that goes right over the photo and kind of over this clustered area. So what I'm going to do is actually raise this saw as well, and then make sure that I use the anti-static pouch. And I'm not going to put any adhesive on this end because that was actually the end that is going to go over the photo. And again, since I don't have my photos printed out yet, I am going to make sure that that part is not sticky, so it can just kind of lay over that photo mat until I do get my photos picked out. So this way it's going to be, I'm going to be able to just lay it right there, but it won't glue down. And then when I do get my photo on, I can just add some glue and get that attached right there. So again, with a little bit more 3D foam tape, just going over to that edge and making sure it is not over the photo. And again, you can kind of see it lifting up right there. That's so I can get that photo behind it. And then when I finally get, or when I get the photos glued on, I can just go ahead and glue that down as well. And then this little piece right here was kind of tucked back there. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get it as close to, again, mainly eyeballing, but it's kind of fun when you just do it that way and it kind of all works out. This part over here had this really cute channel, the flannel. And again, I think I'm going to, am I going to raise this one? I think I'm going to keep this one down, but again, because I do not have the photos, I'm just going to go ahead and do the tops of the heart that overlap that photo mat, just to make sure that it doesn't stick on there until I actually get the photos placed down. That way, again, photos can slide right under and I can just glue it down to the photo when I get there. Then there is, oh, forgot to do that part. Good thing I didn't glue it down. Right here, underneath that, is that cute little element. So I'm just going to go ahead and tuck that in and then just add some liquid adhesive to the back. If the liquid adhesive would want to come out, I'm just going to go ahead and take the pin and kind of poke that again. The liquid adhesive does dry rather quickly, but it is an awesome glue, so that's why I like to use it. And then I just kind of put it in these little tiny containers that I got from Amazon, just because it's a lot easier for me to handle these smaller containers than a large glue bottle. So then the other elements are a nice little journal date on top. And this again comes with the sticker sheet. So this is just super cute, really easy. Nice little spot to put the date. There is a spot down here that they have lines for already cut out that you can add the journaling, but I will go ahead and add those later. A lot of times I don't add the journaling to the actual page. I kind of put it on back of the page, or I kind of tuck it in a different element of the actual layout. Just my kind of personal preference, but I know people definitely like putting their journaling right on top, so they do have some journaling strips right there. And then for the hearts that we colored in, I'm just going to go ahead and get those added. And again, just placing them roughly where they had them added, because I really liked their layout. That is why I actually bought the workshop kit versus buying the paper and the stickers and everything separate. I just really liked the actual layouts that they made themselves. So I thought, why reinvent the wheel here? And if I really love it, I'll just go off of what they have and create with the kit that's provided. So here is the second page to the first 2-page layout that comes in the Timber Workshop Kit. So here, oh, that's not it. This is the fun sticker sheet. Here are the 2 pages. Try to get them both in frame. See if I can kind of move up a little bit without distorting everything too much. So here are the 2 layouts that come in that workshop kit. And I will just go ahead and do a nice little close-up of this one. This cluster is so fun with that bear and that saw right down there. And you get the blade and the heart. So there's, you know, a nice little feminine touch, the cute little hearts up there. And then the channel my flannel right there, super cute. That is that. And then here is the other one. That nice fun sticker, it's no myth, you're a legend. That's just cute. And I really like this cluster down here. It adds such texture down there. And then this little cluster up here is super cute as well. So thank you so much again for joining me as always. And thank you so much for joining me on my crafty adventure. I hope you guys will all join me next time.